What is it about a place that gets into your bones? That feeling of quiet endurance, of standing firm against the elements, season after season. This is Maine, the pine tree state. A land where the forest literally meets the sea, where the scent of salt and pine intermingles in the air, creating a perfume of profound stillness. But beneath this postcard-perfect surface lies a deeper story. A story of boom and bust, of fierce independence, and a quiet resilience that defines not just the landscape, but the people who call it home. This is a story of a state that, in many ways, represents the soul of America, its past, its struggles, and its enduring hope. How does a place hold on to its identity in a world that never stops changing? The answer is written in the rings of the pines and in the lines on the faces of those who endure. Roots, the birth of an idea. Long before it was a state, this land was known as the land of the frozen ground to the Algonquian-speaking Wabanaki peoples, the Penobscot, Passamaquoddy, Maliseet, and Mi'kmaq. Their legacy is woven into the very fabric of Maine, echoing in place names and the enduring spirit of the land. The origin of the name Maine is itself a mystery lost to time. Was it named for the French province of Maine? Or was it a practical nautical term, the Maine, to distinguish the mainland from the countless coastal islands? The truth is, we may never know for sure. What we do know is that this new world was a prize to be fought over. The French were the first to settle on St. Croix Island in 1604, naming the region Acadia. The English followed, founding the short-lived Popham colony in 1607. For over a century, this borderland was a chessboard for European powers, with the land and its original people caught in the middle. In 1652, in a move that would shape its destiny for generations, Maine was absorbed by the Massachusetts Bay Colony. For 168 years, Maine was not its own master, but a distant district of its southern neighbor. But how long can a place with its own heart beat to someone else's rhythm? The answer came in 1820. As part of the Missouri Compromise, Maine was admitted to the Union as the 23rd state, a free state to balance a slave state. It was a political birth, but a birth nonetheless. Augusta, a more centralized location, became the capital, and the eastern white pine was chosen as the official state tree, a symbol of the vast forests that built its early economy. And what an economy it was. Maine built ships that sailed the world. It harvested timber that built growing cities. Its pulp and paper mills fueled the nation's press. For a time, Maine was an economic powerhouse, its identity forged in steel, sweat, and sawdust. But the 20th century brought change. Industries declined, and the world shifted. Maine, once central to the nation's story, found itself on the periphery. The foundation was set. But the greatest test of Maine's resilience was yet to come. Today, Maine's identity is a tapestry of stunning contradiction. It's a state of wild, untamed nature that has produced some of the world's most disciplined and creative minds. From the terrifying imagination of author Stephen King in Portland to the lyrical poetry of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, also from Portland, Maine proves that solitude can be the mother of invention. It's the home of Olympian Joan Benoit, film director John Ford, and inventor Percy Spencer, who gave the world the microwave oven. It's a place where you can find a world-class meal in Portland's culinary scene, and yet, by most statistical measures, it remains an economically challenged state. This duality is its strength. Maine knows what it is. Its economy now leans heavily on its identity, on tourism, fishing, forestry, and agriculture. It's a state that has looked inward and chosen to lean into its authentic self. And yes, there are more pine trees and lobster traps than you can possibly count. But this reliance on tourism is a double-edged sword. In the summer of 2024, Maine saw a 9% drop in visitors from the previous year. 7.8 million people came, but they stayed 15% fewer days. The post-pandemic boom, which saw a record 4 million visitors to Acadia National Park in 2021, appears to be receding. So what happens when the visitors don't come? When the economic engine of the coast begins to sputter? The tension is palpable in towns like Wells. This summer, the town became the center of a firestorm when its police department became the only one in Maine to agree to collaborate with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, IC. The problem? Maine's tourism industry relies on hundreds of seasonal workers from other countries. Business owners are terrified. They fear their workforce will vanish. The entire Maine coast from Kittery all the way up to Bar Harbor will not survive without international help, says Paul Patel, who owns 11 hotels on the coast. The state's economy, which contracted 1.2% in the first quarter of 2025, feels uniquely vulnerable. The debate over immigration has crashed onto its shores like a winter nor'easter, forcing a state that values privacy and peace to confront a national issue head-on. Maine is at a crossroads, caught between the need to protect its community and the need to fuel its economy. The path it chooses will define its future. To understand how Maine will navigate these challenges, you don't look to the bustling coast in July. You look to the quiet places, to the North Woods, to the silent, frozen lakes of winter, to the small towns that have seen industries come and go. Maine's strength was never in frantic growth. It's in the slow, steady accumulation of wisdom. It's in the deep connection to a place, and the understanding that some things, like a centuries-old pine forest, cannot be rushed. The state's rich, rocky soil, particularly the caribou loam of Aroostook County, isn't just good for growing potatoes. It teaches a lesson in yielding a harvest through patience and hard work. This doesn't mean stagnation. Maine is quietly reinventing itself. It's embracing renewable energy, nurturing a burgeoning tech scene in Portland, and leading in biomedical research. The state is finding ways to grow without sacrificing the soul that makes it unique. And despite the political tensions, the core of Maine remains its communities. It's in the neighbors who plow your driveway in a snowstorm, the lobster men who watch out for each other on the treacherous Atlantic, and the local businesses that have been run by the same families for generations. The real Maine isn't just a vacation destination. It's a state of mind. It's the understanding that a harsh climate makes for resilient people. That solitude can foster profound creativity, and that true wealth isn't always measured in dollars, but in the quality of the silence in a pine forest or the vibrancy of a community that looks out for its own. Maine, the Pine Tree State. A place that teaches us that endurance is not about being the loudest voice, but the most steadfast. It's about bending in the storm, but not breaking. It's about understanding that the most beautiful landscapes are often forged in the most difficult conditions. From its disputed colonial beginnings to its quiet, resilient present, Maine continues to direct its own story, just as its motto, Dirigo, promises, I direct. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the pines and along the rocky coast of Maine. If this story of resilience and quiet strength resonated with you, if it reminded you that the most powerful stories are often the ones whispered on the wind, then we invite you to subscribe to our channel and journey with us to the next story. Because every landscape has a soul, and every soul has a story.